You know, in my old age and my, a bit of experience, I learned that it's better to, at this point, to be a sutler rather than a pioneer with the arrows in the back.
Today on Dog and Pony, we talk about being a business visionary. Our guest always seems to be ahead of the curve. He's made millions as a founder of Jupiter Communications, then he crashed and burned with Pseudo in the dot-com bust. Today he's working on a social television network called Operator 11. Josh Harris, welcome to the Dog and Pony Show.
Thank you, Paul, for having me here on your show.
We're glad you're here. All right, let's start out with a segment we called Once Around the Track. This is where I ask you a series of questions. In 30 seconds, you give me as many answers as you can. Total, not for each question. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Where'd you grow up?
All over the world.
What's your sign?
Gemini.
Who's your business role model?
Rupert Murdoch.
Who's your personal role model?
Me.
Early to bed or late to rise?
Both.
Who's your favorite Beatle?
John.
Simon or Seacrest?
Neither.
What was the vibe like in Jupiter? Did anybody know what you were talking about when you went in to talk to clients back then?
In 1988 or thereabouts, is kind of guy about my age comes along, buys a company called Quantum Link, which was a Commodore 64 company. Added to it another added to another company called PC Link.
Right.
And a few years later changed it to America Online. That guy was Steve Case. And then, from there, he launched America Online, and then about 1994, the internet kind of came on.
And so you were super early in that space, and then you went. After Jupiter, you started Pseudo, and you're doing
sort of at the same time.
You're moonlighting at Pseudo. You're doing a web broadcasting business before broadband has penetrated.
Yes.
Anybody really.
Yes.
And so how was that? What was that?
We made great programming that no one wants, but I own the archives.
Right,
I have
you
an
do?
incredible archive of New York City before 9/11.
So you jump into Jupiter super early. You jump into webcasting super early. How early is too early for an idea?
You know, in my old age and my a bit of experience, I learned that it's better to, at this point, to be a sutler rather than a pioneer with the arrows in the back. Jupiter was timed beautifully. It broke in 1994 when the net broke. Pseudo was about 10 years ahead of its time.
And then Pseudo kind of fell apart, and that was in 2000. I pulled your LinkedIn profile. You got a big gap between 2000 and 2006. What were you doing, man?
In that period, I farmed apples.
Did you enjoy that?
I just needed the rest, and I learned the most important lesson of the apple farmer.
Which is what?
If you want to make a small fortune,
start with the big one.
Exactly.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
that's
well,
a good
the
one.
credo
That's
of the apple farmer. I heard that from an apple packer who then ripped me off.
Let's talk a little bit about Operator 11.
Sure.
How'd you come up with it? Why do we need another MySpace, YouTube, Rever, Bright Cove kind of idea right now?
Actually, in the cognoscenti blog world, we're viewed as a live version of MySpace.
Okay.
And if you go back to the fundamentals of online, it's still, in my opinion, it's still the same thing. You have the non-real-time messaging, which is Facebook and MySpace.
Right. Real-time
messaging, which is chat, and then utilities, then information retrieval, by and large. We basically are bringing, we've brought chat back and video chat back which is now called Operator 11.
Right.
And we mapped it with a kind of a MySpace, Facebook kind of paradigm, and then we put video switching in.
So what motivates somebody to launch a network on Operator 11?
Well, actually, they launch a show.
Okay.
And you basically create a show. They become internet pop stars. They get on. Everybody knows them. It's an intimate, personal relationship if they're any good. Warhol said 15 minutes in a lifetime.
Right.
I would argue that it's 15 minutes every day. People want their 15 minutes of fame every day.
So you're just providing the resources for people to come in and create?
Yes. Well, I wouldn't put that. We provide the resources and yes, fine, I'll take it. Just like Facebook does.
Right.
Except with a little more style and it's more entertaining.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So what goes into to good content on your site?
The better operators create a package for each of their shows, so it has a beginning, middle, and end.
Right.
They're consistent. They're on every night. They have an audience that they build up. They basically are following the same conventionality of television, except they do it on a micro scale. And then the other thing they do is they promote their show within the realm of the whole internet, not just Operator 11. And, you know, a good show has 5,000 views a day.
Wow.
Our best show has 13,000 views a day. It's a 40-minute show.
What's the difference between trying to build a webcasting company now versus trying to build it?
There's a marketplace.
There's a marketplace.
It's you get feedback from an audience. There's a platform, mostly the Adobe Flash platform.
Right.
There's high-speed bandwidth with significant penetration.
Right. And what would the people that work for you say about you?
I guess I'm a pretty tough son of a bitch, but
Really?
but I'm not unfair. If you don't fuck up, you do fine. There's no problem.
All right, Josh, now it's time for a segment we call None of Your Business.
None of my business.
All right, this is where I ask an impolite question, and you have the right to answer it to illuminate who you are for our audience out there, or you can tell me none of your business.
None of my, okay.
F off. What's the most extravagant thing you've ever bought?
$100,000 bed.
No shit.
Yes.
Did that include the mattress and delivery?
It did not include the mattress.
That's awesome. So that leads me into my next question. Do you still have the Jupiter cash?
Gone. It's all in Operator 11.
It is? Do you live your life all in or all out?
I'm an all-in guy. I play poker. I know what all-in means.
Anything you want to plug before you go?
Operator11.com, and if you want to email me, josh@operator11.com.
So if you guys have any questions or suggestions for future guests, you can email me at paul@dogandpony.tv. Josh Harris, thanks for being here. Ah, you got me. You're a tricky one.
Oldest one in the book. Oldest one in the book.
See y'all.